Wilson Kunu, he is the KZN MEC for Transport, Community Safety and Liaison. When you saw the story over the weekend, were you surprised at all, or is it something that you've known all along that there is a unit that's been doing these kind of things?
Tolani, the allegations have always been around, not now, and some time ago. And every time, and as you know, we deal with, as the department, with the monitoring of the situation. But what has been important for us is that there are always allegations against police. You go anywhere to any community, you'll find that there's just that despondence and allegations that the police are not working or they are they are complicity to crime. All of those issues are issues that will come across all the time. Whether there is any credible evidence that has come up and whether that evidence has been used correctly through the proper authorized structures to investigate these matters, that would be the thing.
Are you suggesting that it is all in the normal course of complaint that this unit in particular is accused of having murdered about 45 people in the last couple of years? For you, it's just a normal cause of complaint and there is nothing extraordinary about that?
You will notice that it's not the first time that I've had individuals complain. Recently, I've been at Zikawini, where there were similar complaints from the family, from the community around there. But what was my reaction? My reaction is quite clear. If we have any evidence that suggests that that unit or some police have done anything untoward, there is a Independent Complaints Directorate to which we have referred many people. So I wouldn't say there is any difference in approach to any situation. Every situation is about investigating, and there is an investigative directorate that needs to access that information, and that is what we educate our communities all the time, including.
Let me again. I'm just going to go back to the figures again, Mr. Mkunu, because some people may find it quite strange that you don't see anything untoward from these stats. It says that official figures from the ICD show that in the past 3 years, KwaZulu-Natal police killed 527 suspects during the commission of a suspected crime, an escape, an investigation or arrest, by far the highest in South Africa. The Cato Manor Organised Crime Unit accounted for 45 deaths of these 527. And you're saying that for you, it should just be part of the normal cause of complaining?
Tolani should also look at my role. What is my role?
I guess your role is to make sure that people are protected and not killed, and that suspects go through the court processes and not murdered before they get to that level.
You see, that's where we go wrong. That's where we go wrong. My role is to ensure that police are doing their work, and my role as MEC is to ensure that we have structures that are going to ensure that police are monitored on an ongoing basis, and that is what we do.
And when the monitoring has been done,
these matters and we look for information, when we go to the community and we have got people now at every district, and we say clearly to the people, every information that you have got against any police officer, please just bring it to us. We will send it to the police. That is the thing. I think that is where we must stick to. Does that information come to us, or do we still get allegations? I think we must differentiate that.
All right, let me bring in Parliament then. Ms. Chikunga, you play an oversight role in as far as these matters are concerned. What are your thoughts, having read what has happened over the weekend, but also just generally the reports that have been coming through about police involved in killings in this country in general, and in particular in KwaZulu-Natal?
We have an IPIP Act, Independent Police Investigative Act, or Investigative Act, yes, which we passed this year and was signed by the President. And in that act, we said the Directorate must investigate any deaths in police custody or deaths as a result of police action. And therefore, these issues that were raised in the newspapers, really we believe that the ICD, IPIP will have to investigate those matters and then give us answers so that we are then able, on the basis of merits of each case, to then say this is wrong and this is right. I think we have got to agree, all of us, as we have agreed in the past, that crime in South Africa is very violent. That is a fact. And I agree with the MEC when he says, myself, I would have appreciated if the minister was participating in this program, because for me, police issues are a national competence. And particularly when you talk about their operations, then the commissioner must participate if you feel that we're talking about operations of police. I'm just raising it because otherwise to take matters pertaining to police, to provinces, we might actually be missing the point. The issue is this is a national competence. The minister must participate in a program such as this one.
As a parting shot, I would like to emphasize that we invited the minister and unfortunately the invitation was declined. We invited the national minister to come and talk to us about this matter. They could not send the minister through to talk to us on this matter. Mr. Dlamini, you would have heard what some other guests of mine have said this morning so far. From the ICD's point of view, are you worried about these numbers or not?
As the ICD, we take the allegations quite seriously, and there are actions that we're taking to just make sure that these matters are properly investigated. Let me also say that sometime today we'll be issuing a statement on the way forward in relation to this matter. The ICD is not aware that there is a death squad operating in KZN, except for the allegations that were made in the Sunday Times. And also, what I want to bring to your attention is the ICD's role. That our role is to investigate and take the docket to the prosecutors, the DPP, who then decide whether to prosecute or not. There are cases in which, as the ICD, we felt that there is strong evidence to warrant prosecution, but the DPP would decide not to prosecute. In other cases, the DPP would decide that there should be an inquest, in which case people are then subpoenaed to testify before the inquest magistrate, who will then decide if anyone should be held liable for the death. That case doesn't go away. It gets reopened, and then whoever is liable then is charged with murder. Let me also say that we're confident in the quality or the standard of our investigations, which include taking over the scenes. When our investigators are on standby 24 hours a day. So if there is a death, they get called, they go to the scene, and then they make sure that the evidence is collected, they identify witnesses, so that arrangements are made to then take their statements. They also attend postmortems, and then would raise any concerns with the pathologist, so that all questions and issues around the death itself are answered.
Okay. Sean, what has been your assessment of what's happening and the figures that are out there?
Well, it brings up some very interesting issues regarding policing oversight in South Africa, the role of the ICD, and where we're going with policing. First, on the ICD, I think, as Moses has mentioned, there are challenges when it comes to ICD investigations. They come into operation around the specific incident, and then they rely on the evidence that's available, the physical evidence and witness testimony. And obviously, in issues like this, and the articles in the weekend papers make it quite clear, is that there's a lot of fear and witnesses are being intimidated. So when we look at the ICD, when we look at the new IPID bill, we really need to pay careful attention to witness protection and witness empowerment in this process to strengthen the ICD. Then the other aspect is around the investigations. Investigating the police is notoriously difficult. They are in the engine room, and so there are allegations of manipulation of those crime scenes. There are allegations that weapons have been planted, and you need to be able to corroborate that with expert testimony, ballistics experts, pathologists. Now, that expertise is also very difficult to bring in and to access. And so we need to look at that capacity. And I'm really encouraged by the words of the chairperson for the Portfolio Committee that the Parliament and Treasury are looking seriously at ICD capacity there. The other issue is around looking at the trends. Now, what the ICD and a number of independent researchers have done over the past years is look at this increasing in deaths as a result of police action, and acknowledging the fact that the vast proportion of those are coming from KwaZulu-Natal, and it's been red flagged for a number of years now. It's a question of what we do with that information that is not around individual cases, but seems to be pointing to a trend, and how we start addressing that proactively.